know that listening is very important in leadership, and today we have with us an expert on that, Dr. Brian Grossman, who joins us from his home out in California. Dr. Grossman, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me today, Terry. How are you doing out in Orlando?
Oh, we're doing fine, and I'm really fascinated with what you're doing with leadership and listening, and particularly the listening product that you have. I love this here, learning to listen. Did you hear what I think I said? Fabulous stuff. Tell me how you're seeing leaders are using listening today and being able to use that to communicate better.
Well, you know, one of the key things we've seen in leadership, Terry, is right now, more than any other time in our history, all four generations are in the same workplace. So we've got matures, boomers, Xers, and millennials. And while we all might speak the same language, if we don't communicate to the style of the person we're talking to, it's literally like speaking a different language. And so effective leadership is tied into getting people to follow your lead, getting people to come along on a shared vision. Are we all on the same path? And as long as you can communicate that really clear. But sometimes when we're used to working with each other, we tune each other out. If we think we know what you're going to say, we are competing with information, text messages, phone messages, email. And so listening intently, over 14 years of research now, I can show through research and real life experience, just taking 15 extra seconds per interaction. If you listen clearly, if you listen effectively, if we make sure we understood what each other said, we get it right the first time. And I'm sure, Terry, you can think of examples where we've gotten it right the fifth time. And my example is, if we can take the time to do it right the fifth time, why don't we listen more effectively, make sure we're clear on the message when we're CEO, CFO, all the way down to janitor. If we're all clear on the messages, and sometimes the message gets distorted from CEO down to vice president, down to mid-level manager, and down on the team. So if we can be clear on the shared vision and mission and clear communication, just by listening effectively, we can be thriving together.
Excellent. Well, what have you seen are some specific steps? I mean, your PhD is in psychology. You've worked on this stuff. You helped a lot of companies do it. What things do you see best? Maybe give us a couple of techniques. I know you've got some things that are out there that people have available that really work effectively.
Great question, Terry. Two things that work really well that just take a few seconds. Face-to-face communication or over the phone. Before you end the conversation, one of you needs to summarize what the other person said. Now, we know this from Dr. Covey, tons of psychologists, leadership gurus, but we don't take the time to do that. So if we just summarize the points we made on a phone call or face-to-face communication, and then I like to summarize it in writing in an email or a memo, make sure we're crystal clear on the steps. It just takes a few more seconds, and we're really clear. And then email, which I'm sure we all use, and even texting, you need to summarize the message to make sure we understood the text and the email. And I really think autoresponder is one of the worst inventions created, because, Terry, if we're at work and at a company and you send me an email and I open it, you get the message, Brian opened the email. But if I'm going on vacation, if somebody else hit my keyboard by mistake, I could have opened it, somebody else could have opened it. I want people to have a text box. Terry, you're my boss, you send me an email. What you're going to get back from me is, Terry, this is what I understood, this is when I think you need it, boom, and I send that right back to you. It takes a few seconds. Autoresponder doesn't work, and if it's unclear, get on the phone or go see you directly if that's possible.
Yeah, in other words, you're talking about being human and connecting with people as human beings rather than through an automated, robotic way, even with email with human beings. And so I know you talk about that in your programs, and you do a lot, and I think that would be very good. And there's probably a lot of ways that people could use this in their companies. If someone wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Easiest way is email. My website's drbriangrossman.com, D-R-B-R-I-A-N, Grossman, Grossman.com. My email's drbrian, again, D-R-B-R-I-A-N, at D-R-B-R-I-A-N, Grossman.com, drbrian at drbriangrossman.com. And through this chat with you, Terry, if they mention that they contacted me through you, I'll be happy to send them a free report. It's 14 points on how listening can make a company and people more productive and more profitable through listening.
Excellent. Well, that's very generous of you, Brian. We appreciate that, and we look forward to getting it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a way that you can improve the productivity and the performance that you have in your company. Find out about this and check into that with Dr. Brian Grossman. Brian, thank you very much for being with us today.
Terry, it's a pleasure, and you have a great day too. Thanks so much for your time today.